Hi folks, okay, now in this video we're going to look at 5 players I would try to pick up because these teams are going to be against the cap next season, okay? So I got 5 players outlined. Let's take a look at it coming up. All right, shout out goes on this one to Jason Crandall, and in his words, 5 players I would like to go after with teams against the cap. So Jason, what I've done in this video is I picked out 5 forwards. I didn't go with defensemen. Bug me again, we'll do another one with defensemen eventually. I wanted to go with 5 forwards because there's some forwards out there that are a little enticing that I would say there's a chance to get them. So we're gonna look at 5 guys and just the 5 I came up with. But one thing I did look for, I wanted to make sure that these guys still had some term left on their contract. All these guys have 2 years left after this year. They're all signed, okay? All right, first clip. I got Elias Lindholm, and I think he's had decent numbers throughout his career. He's a very high pick, as you can see in the 2013 draft. And he's had a decent career. It's, you know, I'm not saying it's Hall of Fame career, but it's a decent career. And what he is making right now is $4.85 million per season with 2 years left, and there isn't a no movement clause. There's only one guy I'm going to show you in this list that has a no movement on their contract. So we, 4 out of the 5 here could be traded to us if the deal was proper. Lindholm's one of those guys I wouldn't mind the Sabres looking at. Never hurts to get another guy up the middle. And a guy that can pop in 2025, which he's done in his career. So that comes in for me, number 5. Number 4. All right, let me open it up. There you see. Yes, a bit of a long shot here because of the year he's having. But if you guys take a look next year at Florida's cap, they're going to have to make some hard decisions. They really are. They're going to have to make some hard decisions. And this could be one of those decisions that they might have to do. Mind you, they got him at a good price, but he's still a guy they can look at and say, well, he's getting under a point a game, which might sound a little harsh, but not really when you're on this team. And you got some of those contracts that are kicking in next year. If you go look at Cap Friendly, you'll see. And yeah, I got Duclair on the list. I wouldn't mind the Sabres making a pitch to get this guy if we could somehow, some way. Bit of a stretch, I know. It is a bit of a stretch. There's 2 guys in here that are a bit of a stretch. There's the other 3 I think are possible. Lindholm's possible. And I think Duclair, a bit of a stretch. But at the same time, I don't know. You go look at their cap. It's messy for next season. They got to sign like 8 guys with $14 million or something, and it's, I don't know. Okay, let me get out of here. And let's go to, that's number 4, 5-4. Now we're on number 3. Okay, here we go. And Mark Scheifele, believe it or not, is a possibility. Okay, he's the only guy, though, on this list. There's no point in me mentioning, like Duclair doesn't have a no move. But Scheifele does, but he seems to be a reasonable guy. And from what I'm hearing from my friend in Winnipeg is that he wants out. He wants out over there. So I don't know what's going on in Winnipeg, but it looks like they might be moving him. Now, I could be just hearing things, but at the same time, again, they're right up against the cap as well, these guys. If you go look at their numbers, the only one that's maybe slightly okay, God, would be, well, I can't mention because that's coming up. So I can't mention it. Okay, so Scheifele I got in there. He's another long shot, I know. But it depends on what we send back to them. Everybody's tradable in this league. Wayne Gretzky was traded. Like, everybody's tradable. For people to say, oh, he's untouchable is the most fake thing a fan can say or believe. Everybody's tradable. Years ago, do you think we would have traded Jack this year? Probably not. He would have been the one untouchable, right? And he's gone. When a guy wants out, usually the team moves him. Okay, number 2. Here we go. Yeah, I think Tyler Toffoli's a possibility for sure, because I'm hearing here in Montreal, you know, they're probably going to try and move him. Now, let me give you some rundown on that. Duclair's making $3 million the next 2 years. By the way, I didn't mention this earlier. Scheifele's making $6.125 the next 2 years, and Tyler Toffoli's making $4.25 the next 2 years. And Toffoli does not have a no trade on his contract, so he doesn't have a no trade. There's a very strong possibility. I know he loves playing in Montreal, but my God, there's going to be changes here in Montreal. There's going to be changes in Montreal. I'm telling you right now. If you haven't heard, I'm hearing Marty St. Louis became the coach of the Canadiens today. I haven't even read up on it yet. I want to get these videos done first, but Martin St. Louis. Out of nowhere. There was no rumors here, nothing. I didn't hear that name once. Go figure, you know? So yeah, I think Tyler Toffoli is a strong possibility. Montreal's going to be unloading. Believe me, they're going to be unloading. They fired their coach, and changes are happening here in Montreal. Number one. Here we go. Yep. Yeah, I want somebody like Matt Martin in our lineup. I want somebody like this badly. I was looking at, you know, his hits over the years. My God, a dimension this guy would bring. And his paycheck is $1.5 million a year, so it's realistic. Mostly because of his age, right? He's 32 now. He's going to be 33 by year's end. But this guy is still killing it. He's still hitting everything that has a pulse out there. I think we'd be nuts not to go after this guy if we could get him. Nuts. Now, I'm not saying we're going to give the farm to get him, but I can think of some guys we could move to get somebody like this, and they'd be interested. I do. You know, let's face it, the guy's not there to score. You know, this is a perfect example of somebody in the NHL that's going to stay in the NHL for like 15 years because he plays hard and physical, and that's the kind of guy I'd love the Sabres to pick up. That's my hopes, Jason. You know, I ended it basically with the guy that I would love to see them get. Of course, I'd love to get any of those guys, especially Scheifele, without a doubt, right? But I'm being realistic too. I think that's our best realistic shot at maybe getting somebody that's like 33 and maybe can give us 3 solid seasons of leadership, veteran leadership that goes out there and he shows the young guys this is how it's done. I would be thrilled getting a guy like this. You know, if you go look at his career numbers and hits, what do you remember years ago he set the record for hits in a season years ago. I can't remember what year, but he did. So this guy is absolutely a beast, and I would love the Sabres to get their hands on something like this. You know, 6'3", what was it, 220? Perfect forward for us to get. But I'd be happy with anybody on this list. That's where I stand, guys. Okay, that's it. I got one more to make. See you in the next one.